If you were an Oklahoma Sooners fan, you've probably been a little frustrated over the past couple of days around recruiting, as it feels like Oklahoma had been going through a little bit of a dry spell. Guys that I told you I felt pretty confident in with Oklahoma ended up picking other schools, and then guys that other people around the industry were confident in picked other schools. But it feels like the Oklahoma Sooners here break that dry spell with the commitment of a 4-star offensive tackle. So we got to talk about it today. We got to break it down. If you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. Jump in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the latest commitment of the 4-star offensive tackle, Deacon Schmidt, for the Oklahoma Sooners. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and hit that subscribe button so you're not missing any recruiting content during the offseason. Plus, fall camp's about to come up, so that's going to be a lot of fun as Oklahoma gets ready for the regular season. But yeah, let's talk about it. 4-star offensive tackle, Deacon Schmidt. This is Oklahoma's first offensive tackle in this 2026 recruiting cycle, now giving them 14 commits with a 195.08 composite score, which should put Oklahoma in the 35-ish range, according to 247 Sports. But he is now, well, Noah Best is no longer the lone offensive line commit. He joins Noah Best on the offensive line here for 2026. So Bill Bedenbaugh now has 2 commits in this cycle. And Deacon Schmidt, I think, is going to be a pretty good prospect for Oklahoma. If you guys remember, we got a chance to get him here on the podcast. What was it? 3 or 4 months ago at this point. Kid's phenomenal and somebody that I definitely think Oklahoma can end up developing. Obviously, you have Fasusi on the left side. Sounds like Foj might slide into guard, so maybe there's an ability down the road to play right tackle for him. Not sure what side of the line that he's going to end up playing, but this could be Oklahoma's only offensive line commit, and we're going to kind of dive into that here in just a minute. But Deacon Schmidt is a 6'5", 320-pound offensive tackle out of Windsor, Colorado. Now, if you kept up with this recruitment, he announced a top 3 with that commitment date today of Colorado, Alabama, and Oklahoma. But those weren't the only elite schools in after him. And I got to say elite because Colorado has Phil Lodeholt out there as their offensive. Well, no, actually, Phil Lodeholt with the Mississippi State. So Alabama has caused Oklahoma problems with offensive linemen in the past. But you look at some of the other offers that he had out of his 27. You see Auburn. You see Florida. Nebraska was one where if you're an Oklahoma fan, you kind of got to worry there, right? If he took an official visit to Nebraska, would they throw a bag for him? I think a lot of OU fans would have had flashbacks to Grant Bricks. He did end up taking, I think it was like 3 or 4 unofficial visits to Nebraska. But I don't believe they got an official visit there. You've got Ohio State in the mix. Tennessee offered him. USC. So Wisconsin. Deacon Schmidt had the offers. He had the offer sheet. So what's Oklahoma getting in Deacon Schmidt? Well, they're getting a versatile offensive tackle. One of the things that you look at when you look at Deacon Schmidt's film is you look at his ability with his foot movement, which when you're looking for offensive linemen, that is such a key piece and a crucial piece to an offensive lineman's game. Now, obviously, I think there's some work and some refining of the skills that Deacon can work on, to make that a little bit better. But, ultimately, he moves his hands well, he moves his feet well, and that's something that you're looking for in a tackle. Deacon Schmidt's a strong dude. So, overall, Oklahoma got a good one here. He's a 371st player in the 247 composite rankings. So I think with the strong senior season, Deacon Schmidt's probably a top 250 player. But the question is, right, is he going to be your lone offensive tackle in this class? And who else could Oklahoma potentially go after? A lot of people had their eyes set on Felix Ojo, but Felix Ojo canceled his OV to Oklahoma, which shouldn't be a shock to you because if you watch this channel, you guys knew that when Ojo came on for his interview, it really felt like that was leaning towards Ohio State. But it sounds like it's going to be an Ohio State-Texas battle, which is no shock because Texas really needs to land an elite offensive tackle after losing Michael Fasusi last cycle. Emmanuel Iheanacho, that's one that maybe Oklahoma was looking at early in the cycle, but it sounds like, Oregon, LSU, and Tennessee are all in that battle. So we'll have to see where he ends up landing. So kind of going up and down the board. Not really a lot there. What I think is going to end up happening is you're going to see Oklahoma circle back on a couple of prospects that they kind of had at the bottom of their list, kind of maybe let go at the beginning of the cycle, or you'll see them go out there and make new offers under Jim Nagy during the senior season. Now, if you're asking who is somebody that maybe they didn't really press on too hard that you could maybe see them turn the heat up on, Brett Collegier is one of them. It's actually somebody that Deacon Schmidt knows from Colorado. Brett Collegier is currently at IMG Academy at 6'5.5", 320 pounds. Brett Collegier would be another really great option. It would help you continue to cement your ties to IMG. Now, Brett Collegier played against David Stone and Jaden Jackson, so you have a little bit of connection there. And like I said, it always does not hurt to take guys out of IMG Academy and continue to make that pipeline stronger. Somebody that maybe I would circle back around on if, for some reason you need to go find another tackle. Cortavius Tisby is a guy that's currently committed to Arizona State. Somebody that I absolutely loved. 6'5.5", 250 pounds. Now, one guy that I think Oklahoma could definitely go out there and sniff around a little bit is Daniel McMorris out of Norman North, the 6'5", 255-pound offensive tackle here out of Norman North. So right out of Oklahoma's backyard. Currently, he's the 508th player in the 247 composite rankings. I do not think Oklahoma at this time will give him an offer. But if Oklahoma really gets desperate, he could be an option. The only thing about Daniel McMorris is he's going to be a little bit more of a project. This isn't going to be a guy that's going to play for you right away. So you're looking at least 2 years, more than likely 3 before he sees the field at Oklahoma in a very meaningful role. But he's an intriguing prospect because he has a lot of an ability to develop physically. And if he has a lot of athleticism. So, I mean, maybe he has a strong senior season. You see, Jim Nagy and Taylor Redd and those guys go out there and make that offer and try to get Daniel McMorris committed to this class. Obviously, when you look on the inside offensive line, you look at some of those guards and those centers, there's just not really a lot out there. There is a name that we're watching. So I'll bring it up if Oklahoma actually offers him. Not really interested in dropping the name if Oklahoma's not going to pursue him. He's been getting follows, but we'll kind of see what's going on there. So I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the newest commitment of the 4-star offensive tackle, Deacon Schmidt out of Windsor, Colorado. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And Sooner Nation, I know it's been a rough past couple of days, but take it easy. As Aaron Rodgers says, just RELAX.